Okay, what is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the Juggernaut Show. I'm your host, Juggernaut097, and today I'm here to do my Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill 2023 review for you guys. Now, Hard to Kill was this past Friday. Was on pay-per-view this past Friday, which was Friday the 13th. And I know I'm a little late with this review, but you know, better late than never, am I right? Um, I just had a lot of things going on. I wasn't able to get around to watching the show right away. But hey, I'm here to review Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill now. And before I get started with going into match by match, what I thought about each match, I'm kind of gonna give my overall thoughts on the show. So overall, I really enjoyed this whole show. It was really good. Impact really started out like with a bang, with the first pay-per-view of the year. Like I just really been enjoying like these past few years. I've really been enjoying these hard to kill pay per views. Like it's been really consistent these past few years. But there's still things I kind of have some gripes about with Impact Wrestling. Like some of like it's not even the in-ring quality because the in-ring quality is really good. It's just more of their production side of things, like their camera work, and like the way they shoot the way they have the camera go towards the ramp. I just don't like that. It just looks lazy and like it looks like people don't really care about Impact Wrestling. Like I rather have Impact Wrestling be shooting the shows towards the crowd and like seeing fans react and stuff. Like I've been saying this, and like I feel like I always say this in all my Impact reviews, but I probably sound like a broken record now, but yeah, that's what Impact needs to do. They need to change up like the way they shoot the shows. Also, they need to do that. Also, sometimes there are audio issues they got, like when they go to like a promo, like some of their microphones don't work correctly, or when they go to promos like video packages, like the audio you can't hear very much at the beginning, but as the show progresses, the production gets better. But they shouldn't be having these problems. I mean, it's just it's terrible sometimes when they have these problems because come on, Impact Wrestling, you could do so much better. And sometimes the like lighting looks dark and like when it shows the crowd, like it looks like there's shadows in the crowd. Like it just doesn't look very good. Um and it seems like there was a lot of people at this show. The crowd reactions was really good. I mean, there were some points where the crowd, seemed like they were sitting on their hands throughout the show. Um, but yeah, I just wish, Impact Wrestling, would just change up some of their production and get better with this. Like, because it seems like every pay per view or every special they have, they always run into some issues. Now, back at Bound for Glory, they shot the show towards the crowd, but maybe because they're in small arenas, like they don't want to shoot the show towards the crowd because like they know the whole arena isn't filled up. I don't know. Um, but like there's ways to get around it. There's ways Impact could do it because like I just never been a big fan of them shooting it towards the stage. But that's just a small little gripe I have. Like the in-ring quality of the show was great. I really enjoyed it. And the first match, let's start talking about the first match here. So we had this was the opening match. I'm not going to talk about the kickoff because I didn't even watch the pre-show. So we had the Impact World Championship on the line, which I was surprised this started off the show. I mean, it got announced, last Thursday that this was going to be starting off the show. Because they were going to have Mickie James and what's her name? Her name's blank my mind right now. Mickie James and what is her name? She was just a world champion. Well, how is her name blank in my mind right now? Someone help me out in the comments. Mickie James and Oh God, how am I blanking on her name? What the heck is her name? Uh, Jordan Grace. Sorry, I can't believe I forgot Jordan Grace's name. So yeah, they put that in the main event instead of this here. Which, hey, I'm all for that. But yeah, so we had the Impact World Championship match and a Full Metal Mayhem match, which is basically a hardcore match. If you guys never watched Impact, so Josh Alexander was defending the title against Bully Ray. This match here was kind of overbooked in my opinion. Like, I mean, it was a good hardcore match. Like, I watched this match a few times, but like, it was a good match. But like, it was just overbooked in my opinion. Um, Bully Ray at the beginning of the match, he comes out. Well, he hides, and then as Josh Alexander is making his entrance, Bully Ray brings out a chain, hits him with the chain back, and then this does a beat down on Josh Alexander. This does a beat down on Josh Alexander a lot throughout the match. Um, they spill out to the side of the ring, and there was some weird like camera shots. Like the cameraman was like behind like the ring post, and you couldn't really see what was going on, and it just didn't look very good what the cameraman was doing. Like I don't know what some of these camera guys were doing. Like I don't know who the heck they have, but like it just didn't look very good. You saw Josh Alexander get busted open, just a few minutes into the match. He had took a cheese grater to the head. Um, you even saw some thumbtacks come out, right to the face of Josh Alexander. Um, I really enjoyed that a big ladder spot that they did together, like where Josh Alexander he was getting ready to do a move on the stage, like while Bully Ray was laying on a table, but Bully Ray got up and not tipped the ladder over, and Josh Alexander went falling into the ring into a whole bunch of thumbtacks. That was pretty cool. Um, they use that chain a lot throughout the match. I mean, Josh Alexander, he actually like wrapped it up around his knee and like did some things with the chain. We had Hutch and Skyler come out to try to help out. Is that his name? Yeah, Hutch and Skyler. Yeah, like two Bully Ray's guys try to help out Bully Ray. They hit a triple 3D. So that was cool. Threw a whole bunch of thumbtacks on Josh Alexander. We had Tommy Dreamer come out. He came out with a trash can. Well, did he come out with a trash can? No, I don't think he did. But he came out to convert Bully Ray. Go like, why are you doing this? You could be doing better. Um, and then Tommy Dreamer, he act like he was going to grab a he acts like he was going to take out Josh Alexander, but instead takes a trash can, hits Bully Ray in the head with it. And also, throughout the match, Bully Ray got some zip ties, and he zip tied Josh Alexander to the ropes, so Josh Alexander couldn't go anywhere. It was nice seeing Josh Alexander's wife come out. That was pretty cool. She came out and she confronted Bully Ray, low blowed him, and then she did like a kind of like a cutter or like a sliced bread in the corner. So I was cool seeing Josh Alexander's wife come out and help. Um, and then Josh Alexander he got freed from the zip ties, and he went on top of the ladder, and he did like a big splash to the ladder through a table. So that was cool. Which I thought that was going to be the spot to end it, but Bully Ray kicked out at 2. And then right after that, Josh Alexander blocked in the ankle lock, and Bully Ray immediately taps out. So still the Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. Um, I don't think I think the match should have ended off with the splash off the ladder that Josh Alexander did. I don't think it should have been the the ankle lock. I mean, ankle lock hurts and stuff, but like He should have tapped out right away. If he was going to tap out to the ankle lock, he should have tapped out right away. It shouldn't have been like a few minutes after. He should have tapped out like right away to it. Um, but hey, I mean, it was a solid match. Like I said, a bit overdone here. Maybe I might need to go back and watch it again. I don't know. Um, and it felt like a really quick match. It was like only like a 17-minute match. Seemed like it was shorter than that. But it was nice seeing Josh Alexander's wife come out. Because she actually has some wrestling experience. She has some training in wrestling, so it was cool seeing her. But yeah, I mean, it was a solid match, most definitely. And then the next match we're gonna move on to is the four-way elimination match for the Impact World Tag Team titles. So we had the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin defending the titles against the major players, and against Heath and Rhino and Ace Austin and Chris Bay of the Bullet Club. Now, this is one of your typical. This is one of your typical multi-man tag team matches in Impact here. Like you had them, like everybody started out in the match, they all started brawling, hard to keep track of what's going on. I completely forgot it was an elimination match until the match started. So first, the first team that got eliminated was Heath and Rhino. It was a roll up. I think it was Matt Cardona, not Matt Cardona. I think it was Brian Myers who rolled up Rhino. Which I knew that Heath and Rhino weren't going to be winning titles back. I knew that, they weren't going to be winning back. So, I mean, so I really was surprised with them getting eliminated first here. And then next, it was the major players. Ace Austin and Chris Bay, they were looking good in this match. I won't be surprised if they win the Impact World Tag Team titles really soon. I won't be surprised if they do that. But yeah, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, they hit first Chris Bay hits the Art of Finesse on hits the Art of Finesse on Brian Myers, and then and then Ace Austin hits the fold onto Brian Myers to get rid of the major players, and then it came down to the Motor City Machine Guns and the Bullet Club. And this was awesome encounter. This was an awesome encounter between both teams here. But the Motor City Machine Guns did end up winning the match. They hit the dirt bomb to retain their Impact World Tag Team titles by pinning Ace Austin. It was a solid match. Just a whole bunch of fuckery in this match. That's really all I have to say. A whole bunch of fuckery. Like so much spots in this match. Like there's probably spots I didn't even realize that were going on. Your typical elimination tag team match, your typical multi-man tag team match for Impact Wrestling. But hey, solid stuff here. And then we move on to the next match. Oh wait, actually, let me go back here. I'm actually gonna go back to full screen here. So then after the match, we had Frankie Kazarian come out, and he congratulated the Motor City Machine Guns, and basically Frankie Kazarian, he cut to the chase. He said, "Hey, he, after having that 40-minute match with Josh Alexander at Overdrive, it made him realize, like, hey, he could do a lot of things in Impact Wrestling. He could still do a lot of great things over here." And he basically said that he's betting on himself, and the other company really wasn't given the opportunities that he was getting. And he said that he asked for his release, and now he signed a long-term contract with Impact Wrestling. So that's awesome. And I thought maybe Christopher Daniels was going to come out, maybe follow along with him, and maybe have bad influence back together. I thought that would have been pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's cool seeing Frankie Kazarian over here. It seems like he could do a lot of great things. Maybe put over some guys. Maybe get a world title eventually down the line. I don't know. It's cool that he has a long term contract with Impact, and I think in the year of 2023 and going forward, I think we could see more big talent get signed, and like maybe some like mid card guys or like maybe upper main eventers, need to get signed by Impact. Because I don't want to see guys, just get signed on like short term deals, like 6 month contracts. I don't want to see that. Like I want to see these I want to see long term contracts where we actually see, good storylines progression, good storyline progression, and Impact. They usually do pretty good with their storyline progressions. On a consistent basis on their weekly television shows. So maybe some guys that aren't really doing much like in AEW or WWE, hey, they go over to Impact, or maybe some guys on the Indies. But I mean, these guys who make like short term deals, aren't really going to be making that much an impact. So it's better of them to go to like WWE or AEW. But still, I mean, because I think with these like last couple years with Impact, you had some guys just signing short term deals, signing these like short book like this basically getting booked. Go like, okay, yeah, we're here for here to get our paycheck and we're out there. We're on to our next show, and they just do like a short little stint with Impact. But yeah, I definitely think we're going to be starting to see more long term contracts with Impact Wrestling, which is going to be really interesting to see. But yeah, so basically the whole gist of this is that Frankie Kazarian signed a long term contract with Impact Wrestling. Okay, now we'll move on to the next match, which we had was the Digital Media Championship match. We had Joe Hendry defending the title against Moose. And this match here, I didn't know how this match was like going to be playing out because like you don't want Moose to lose this match, because he's a big star. But then again, you don't want Joe Hendry to lose, and like this digital media championship doesn't really matter a whole lot. But it's nice to be around the waist of Moose, to elevate the title more. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like this match kind of over delivered here. Like, and Moose, he seems to always do this, like in a lot of pay per view matches. I mean, he was really hitting some pretty big moves in this match, hitting the sky high, off the top rope. That was nice. Joe Hendry was looking pretty good in this match. He was hitting some nice moves. Just two big guys, going at it. It was good. But Moose, he ended up like when the ref wasn't looking, ended up low blowing Joe Hendry and then hitting a spear on Joe Hendry and then got the 1-2-3. So the new uh digital media digital media champion was Moose. But wait, we get somebody who comes out, which is the new DOA or the um director of authority. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Director of Authority, which is Santino Marella, which there's a lot of rumors, floating around like, oh, it could be Eric Bischoff. It could be Santino Marella. It could be Nick Aldis. But no, it is Santino Marella, and he was kind of coming out there, kind of some jokes and stuff. And they basically said, hey, this match is gonna be restarted. And yeah, this match is gonna be restarted because like he doesn't like how the match ended there. So they restarted the match, and Joe Hendry hits his finisher. I don't know what his finisher is called. It's like kind of like a choke slam type of thing. I never heard what his finisher is called, but Joe Hendry ended up pinning Moose, so it didn't really make Moose look weak. Still makes him look strong. I mean, he won, and Moose still won in a sense because like I mean, he got the 3 count, but he held title for a few seconds. I mean, like Moose didn't really need this title, but I think it would have been nice to have the title around his waist just to, you know, just to have it around Moose, to put on a big star. Like I said, elevate the title. But this kind of makes sense to, have bring out the new director of authority here. Bring him out. Like, hey, no, this isn't how things are gonna be ran. We're gonna have things fair around here. So I understand, bring out Santino Marella here after, um, Scott Demore, getting injured, from Bully Ray and all that. But hey, I mean, it was an okay match for what it was. Like I said, really over delivered here. And then the next match we'll talk about is the number one contenders match. So this is to determine the number of contenders for the Knockouts Championship. We got whoops, let me go back. Sorry. We got Masha Sandwich going up against Deanna Purrazzo, going up against Taylor Wilde, and going up against Killer Kelly. This was a really fun match. All four women, they really did what they needed to do in this match. I thought it was good. Now I thought the obvious choice who was going to be winning this match was Deanna Purrazzo. Yeah, I thought she was going to be the obvious choice, and I think what's kind of interesting with them all making their entrances, like it seems like they all kind of like had on like the same attire. They were wearing these very poofy things like around their attires, and then Killer Kelly comes out looking like Freddy Krueger. I thought the look was definitely different for Killer Kelly, but it is kind of for gimmick. She's a killer and stuff. Came out with the all red lighting. But yeah, but back to about the match. I thought Deanna Purrazzo, she was the person who was going to be winning this match, but she didn't end up winning. Masha Saimovich hit the snowplow onto, I think it was on Killer Kelly. Because I'm pretty sure Deanna Purrazzo had in the Fujiwara armbar on Taylor Wilde. And then did the snow. It's the snowplow is basically like a suplex kind of, or like a brainbuster type of thing. Hit the snowplow onto Killer Kelly and then like landed it on Deanna Purrazzo and Taylor Wilde. Remember this Taylor took? I don't remember. But either way, Masha Slammbridge is the number one contender. Just a lot of action in this match. I'm always a big fan of 4-way matches here, so it was fun. Each woman, they did their thing in this match. I like to see more of Taylor Wilde and stuff. I think she definitely has potential in 2023, and especially Killer Kelly. I think she's going to be a future world champion in the future here. But yeah, this was good stuff here. I really enjoyed it. Probably one of the best matches of the night. It was one of my favorites. And I felt like this match kind of gave away the main event a little bit. Like, okay, I feel like I know what's going to be happening. Because, I mean, we already, which we'll talk about it when we get to the main event. But yeah, solid stuff here. And then the next match we had was a Falls Count Anywhere match between Steve Maclin and Rich Swann. So right out the gate, Rich Swann, he's getting interviewed, and then bam, here comes Steve Maclin backstage. They start brawling backstage. The match starts backstage, and they just start brawling. They end up brawling outside. This wasn't your wonky type of Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling, whatchamacallit, hardcore match. This is actually a pretty good hardcore match, yeah, or Falls Count Anywhere match. It looked pretty legit and stuff. Rich Swann, he had a nice cutter on like outside of the arena. That was nice. There was one point where Steve Maclin, he was trying to do something. He was trying to do like a spear or something, and he speared himself. He rammed himself through a garbage can or like a recycling can. Well, not a recycling can, but it was a trying to think of the word. A dumpster. Sorry, yeah, he ran himself through a dumpster. That was nice. I mean, there was kind of one wonky spot in the match where this car was leaving the arena, and Steve Macklin and Rich Swann, they were fighting, and then I think Rich Swann he ended up getting thrown into the car or something, and the guy in the car was going like he was so mad, like he was doing like, "What are you doing? Like move out of the way!" And like he was honking the horn. So I thought that was kind of stupid and silly. I didn't really enjoy that. Um, there was one point where Rich Swann and Steve Macklin they got sent into some like barricades on the outside of the arena, and then they end up spilling back into the arena, and they're doing some pretty nice stuff in the match. A lot of hard hitting action in this match. But Steve Macklin hit this DDT on like the outside of the ring, is like onto this ramp, and Steve Macklin got the 1, 2, 3. So the winner of the match was Steve Macklin, which it was really no surprise here. Keep Steve Macklin's momentum going here. Steve Macklin's doing some great stuff here. I think he's gonna be your next world champion. Steve Macklin is. Like this helps his momentum a lot. He's been on a roll lately. Beating people left and right. So yeah, definitely Steve Macklin. He's gonna be on that come up here in 2023. And like I said, I think he's gonna be the person who takes the title off of Josh Alexander. I really think that's gonna be happening. Um, and this doesn't really hurt Rich Swann losing here. Like, I mean, kind of sends him back to the line, because like it doesn't really make sense to have him be going like for like a X Division title or like a world title. Like Rich Swann needs to work his way back up to the top. But yeah, Steve Macklin won here, and hopefully they don't have like Steve Macklin going for the title like right away. Maybe they save it till like Rebellion, like till April, or maybe Slammiversary. I don't know. They'll probably maybe do that Rebellion. I wouldn't be surprised if they do there. Have some really good storyline build up between Josh Alexander and Steve Macklin. Oh, that'd be a great storyline to see. But yeah, Macklin won the match. Fun false counter match. If you haven't watched this match, definitely after this show, definitely go check it out because it was a solid match. And then we move on to the next match, which we had was Jonathan Gresham going up against Eddie Edwards. This was a banger match here. This is really good. Now there's kind of a grab I have to say, and it's more about Eddie Edwards here. Eddie Edwards, I mean, he's kind of looking out of shape. Like he's getting more of like a belly on him and stuff. Like I don't know what's happened to Eddie Edwards, but like he just doesn't look that good right now. He just looks like a typical indie wrestler. And I didn't like what he was doing with his hair. His hair was all green and all that. I didn't like it at all. And like I just don't like the attire Eddie Edwards wears. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Eddie Edwards is a good wrestler. He's good. But he hasn't really. I mean, once Eddie Edwards like gets up to a certain spot on the card, like he stays there for a bit and then he elevates. It takes him a long time to elevate up to that next level. Like how he when he first came in, he won the world title. Took him a while to elevate, and then later on he did his stuff with Sam McCallahan. He elevated there, and then it took him like it was like more of like a slow burn for him to get elevated up to the next level, which I don't know why it takes Eddie Edwards so long. Like it just does, and then the whole stuff with Honor No More took him a while to get up there. Like so, this takes Eddie Edwards a while to get elevated up to that next level. I mean, just in my opinion, Eddie Edwards he's just been basically looking like a typical indie wrestler, which I see Eddie Edwards kind of starting to turn face a little bit. It's going to definitely be happening, but I don't think it's going to be for a while though. But yeah, about this match, Jonathan Gresham and Eddie Edwards. This was a very hard hitting match. You had a lot of strikes. You had a lot of chops in this match. It seemed like a New Japan type of esque match or a very strong style match here. It was good stuff. I really enjoyed it. Um, Jonathan Gresham, I mean, I'm so happy that Impact Wrestling signed him because like he can Jonathan Gresham could work in the X division. He could work in the main event scene. He could work in the world top picture. I mean, he could work in any division that there is in Impact Wrestling. And also, I didn't realize how short Jonathan Gresham was. Like, he is a pretty short guy because, like, he's shorter than Eddie Edwards, but still, Jonathan Gresham, he's in great shape. He's looks really good. Um, but in the end, I mean, Eddie Edwards did end up winning the match by the hitting the Boston Knee Party. And then after the match, we had kind of like the resurrection of PCO come out. He came out spitting up some sand and stuff because like last time we saw PCO, he was getting buried in the Las Vegas desert and all that jazz. Um, so it looks like they're gonna finally eventually end the Eddie Edwards and PCO feud, which I don't really care about that feud. Like I just don't care about it at all. Like I mean, I know a lot of people care about PCO, but I just he's an old guy. I really don't care to see PCO that much, to be honest with you. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't care about seeing PCO. Hopefully, when they finally do that PCO and Eddie Edwards match, hopefully that'll be the final match that they do because I'm just don't care about the feud. But yeah, Eddie Edwards won this match, and I mean Jonathan Gresham, he's definitely gonna be getting some big wins here. Like this is just the beginning for Jonathan Gresham here. But hey, it was a good match. Like I said, very hard hitting, strong style, a lot of chops, a lot of big moves. There was one move on top rope that was like really nice. But yeah, I mean, solid match here. And then we go on to the main event. We had Jordan Grace defending the Knockouts Championship against Mickey James, and this was the title versus career match. This was the last rodeo for Mickey James. And right, right at the beginning of this, when they were doing the whole like Indian or Native American like tribute thing, like I never knew that was kind of Mickey James' heritage. Like I never knew about her background and stuff, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it had Mickey James' mom there and like dad there and like some of her family and her son was there. So that was cool. And this felt like a really big fight here. This felt like a really big match, which I really enjoyed. Um, but there's something about Jordan Grace where I don't like her in ring ability is really good, but I can't get behind her character for some reason. I don't know why. There's just something about Jordan Grace I don't really like. Like I don't like how she's really strong. Like she got more muscles than I do, which I don't really like that much. Also, I hate how they call her the Juggernaut, because she is not the Juggernaut. I'm the real Juggernaut over here. You need to start paying me royalties. I'm going to start doing some copyright claim because I'm the real Juggernaut over here, not you. I am. Because I was Juggernaut 097 before they were calling you Juggernaut. Okay, Jordan Grace. So yeah, but I mean, she just has muscles where I couldn't even get muscles. Like for real. I mean, Jordan Grace, she's just so strong. Um, but yeah, about this match though, this was really good, solid. This was a solid match. I really enjoyed it. I mean, Mickey James, she just kept on fighting, kicking out, like of everything. I mean, literally, it was hard to kill Mickey James in this match. I mean, this show was called Hard to Kill, which you know fit the fit the title, for Mickey James here, last rodeo here. She just kept fighting and fighting, trying to kick out of everything that Jordan Grace was giving her. I mean, there was one point where Jordan Grace had her in like a sleeper hold, and it looked like Mickey James kind of tapped out a little bit, like she kind of like tapped, but the referee didn't call them for the bell because she didn't verbally say she quit. Like, wait, she just quit. She just tapped her there a little bit, but no, she didn't end up tapping though. And then once again, she got put back in the sleeper hold again in the match. I go like, okay, there's no way that Mickey James is gonna be able to get out of this, but she did end up getting out again. She made it to the ropes. Um, she hit the Mick DDT or whatever it's called. I never really been a big fan of that move that she does. This seems like her finisher doesn't seem that devastating in my opinion. There was one point where I thought that Mickey James, because like they were doing something in the corner, and I thought Mickey James was going to rip off the turnbuckle, and then maybe like Jordan Grace's head was going to go into the exposed turnbuckle, and then Mickey James hits the Mick DDT. But no, at the end, Mickey James ends up doing like a tornado DDT, and I was surprised that ended the match there. Like, wait, that's the way that match is going to end? I was really surprised. A lot of near falls in this match. Like, it was crazy. Also, the Mick kick, I never really been a big fan of that move either. But yeah, I mean, Mickey James, she became your new Knockouts champion here. I thought it was really good stuff. So her career continues. And so her next opponent's going to be Masha Slambridge, which I don't think they're going to do that match at the next special, which is I think No Surrender, which is in February. I think they should save this until Rebellion, and then if Mickey beats survives that Rebellion, I think that she's going to be champion for long term here through this next year of 2023. I really think so. But yeah, Mickey James became your new Knockouts champion, and at the match, she celebrates with the rest of her family, her mom, her dad, and whoever the rest of the people were in the crowd with her. So in the front row, it was just a nice moment. So her career continues in Impact Wrestling, and we'll see the. I think I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of new fresh faces here in Impact Wrestling. That's going to be going up against Mickey James to go after the title. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I would love to see Mercedes Moné come in and have a match with Mickey James because that'd be pretty fire. Because like Mercedes, she says she's going to be making her rounds around the Indies. So we'll see where she goes after. We'll see where Mercedes goes after this whole New Japan stuff, and maybe she might do some stuff with Impact, because they have like a little working relationship, and I think Impact Wrestling still has the best women's division, like in all of wrestling. Like, I mean, yes, they don't have some of the biggest names, but still, their in ring quality, like these women's matches, are amazing. So I really love the Knockouts division. Still, it's like still one of the best divisions around in professional wrestling. But yeah, that was Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill 2023 review. Man, that was a long review. I wasn't expecting it to be that long, to be honest with you. If this is your first time ever checking out my channel, hit that subscribe button. That really helped me out a lot. Also, don't forget to like the video, comment, go down in the comments, tell me what you guys thought of Hard to Kill 2023. Also, let me know some videos that you guys want to see coming up here in the future on my channel. If you guys have any suggestions for me, leave them down in the comments below. Also turn on my notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, so you don't have to wonder, oh, when's Juggernaut making a new video? Well, you know when I'm making a video because you already have all my notifications. So definitely do that. And also, don't forget to share the video with your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your grandma, your grandpa, your sister, your brother, whoever it is. Share the video. Oh, excuse me. Share the video because the more my video gets shared, the more People would know about my channel, so definitely share the video. If you got people that are wrestling fans, definitely do that. Because that you share the video, and then another person shares the video, and then another person shares it, and it just helps my channel grow. And that's what I'm trying to do here in 2023 is have my channel grow. So yeah, definitely like the video, subscribe, because I'm on the road to 550 subscribers. So like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, smash it. Like I said, smash the like button, tombstone the like button, suplex it, whatever you want to do. Super kick it. Just hit that subscribe. And also go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheAverageGamers. The link for my social medias will be down in the description below. So definitely do that. As well as all the other YouTube channels I mentioned before, the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, Kicking It with Leo, the Flex Zone Podcast. I'm trying to think what else. The Flex Zone, the T.A.G podcast. Go subscribe to all those channels down below. And this for Juggernaut 097. This is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out. And I will catch you guys in my next video whenever that may be. So peace out, guys. Hopefully you guys have a good night, good morning, whatever time you watch this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. So peace out, everybody.